Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, head trader at TradeView Markets. As we're starting to wind down to February a little bit. I think it's Wednesday's the last day of the month. Be wary of, be aware that there might be some end of the month rebalancing, if you will, maybe some markups. It's still down to stock picking, but I'm going to sign into TradeGATEHub as we speak right now. Share. Here we go. TradeGATEHub. Okay, is everybody else? There's some decent some follow through in a couple of stocks over here. Coach, I'm going to watch his video. I've been posting. Okay, as we know, I posted last evening actually, so everybody could get a jump on something. Pardon me. So as I posted last evening, this is what I'm thinking. Listen, it's chopping it sideways me for a while. Good evening, as opposed to good morning. A TGH tradition. We did Helene's lineup in the evening as oil turns around. EOG still negative. That's okay. XLE, XLI is self-explanatory. There's the XLV. Look at that. That just didn't cold it. You know what? The healthcare sector been lagging very badly. It's because of J&J. You know what it's because of? This is what I see. When the XLV is like that, the first thing that I punch up in my mind, and I'm going to talk out loud, J&J. Look at J&J. Wow, what happened here? The weekly 200-day, all these other stocks that were starting to look good. Medtronic, that's the weekly. This used to be a best of breed. Baxter, that Baxter broke down badly a couple of weeks ago. J&J, Baxter, even Pfizer. Pfizer making new lows, breaking that double bottom, not in it. Wow. Marna, same thing, party's over. Okay, so that's what I look at when I look at the XLV. Next, XLP, do it all yourself, guys. You know what I mean? Tactical sentiment coming in here. That's why we're prone to bounce a little bit. By the way, stocks that were negative and that just, finish unchanged or up a little bit, that doesn't mean it's really a strong bounce. It just means that, that maybe the sentiment might have evened out a little bit to the extreme sell side. Goldman, Harvey. All right, so they are somewhat underweight. Well, underweight, they're neutral. Let's call them neutral. Basically, we've been for some time. CTAs. Now, this is important. Let's blow this up. As of, look at how mixed this market is. Same thing happened here. Look what happened when they were up. And well, the green is the CTAs. So they went overly long and the market flinched. They dumped and went lower. So just as maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe about even as long as a month ago, CTAs were overexposed by 5%, for lack of a better term. They flipped. So they had 10% move. They changed their mind, correlate that. So now they're basically even with the S&P now, which, by the way, when they were that overexposed, and this is what one of our greatest attributes on TGA, Coach will agree, is that we trade on sentiment. So when everybody said for some time, going back to the most overweight the CTAs were since April 22. It's a long time now. We're going back 9-10 months. It's not like, start at the beginning of the year where it's only 2.5 months now, maybe 2 months. So they switched. All right. So that's a positive for the market. What else? The NASDAQ went here, they on the NASDAQ, same thing. Now they're slightly overweight the NASDAQ, and that's not, I want this down here. See what happens when they flush it and they say it's all over, it moves up. So right now they're neutral as well. A lot of neutrality means that I like stock picking still, not to be a broken record, we have been right, or sideways chop action I see for a little bit until go back to last week's video, Coach, and I think that they test, certainly not the new lows, but the 30 could be 3,700 around there. I believe Coach says 3,600. I'll have to go back. All right. Hedge funds have net bought U.S. tech stocks and sold financials for 7 straight weeks. Pardon me. Hedge funds, they've calmed down a little bit. Now they are basically neutral as well. Correlate this. Anytime they're neutral, when was the last time they were zero? Zero. Market was doing nothing. Zero. Market flat. So, okay, neutral too. So even hedge funds made the move. Maybe they participated in the squeeze. Maybe they helped the squeeze. Maybe they sold, whatever. They're neutral too. Goldman's cost and having conversation with clients, sector sentiment, please trade off that. It's a tool. Always what I post is I really don't have a bias. So I just try to post neutral research that firms put out, for example, Goldman, Citi, Bank of America. Also, what our boy Ted does, great. This kid's young and sharp, man. NASDAQ, new highs to lows. New lows are expanding. Correlate that with the chart. When new lows are expanding, after, earnings season is starting to abate a little bit. Really, a lot of the sexy ones have reported. So maybe we're going back to the inflection, if you will. There's a 200-day in the NASDAQ minis. Everybody's watching it. Just like everybody's watching the 10-year and the TLT and the dollar. You know what? Everybody's watching them, but they're still playing. Here's my screen right there. I know everybody's watching them. And it's until something gets extreme. Here's my universe here. Until one of those sentiments or two, the 10-year gets extreme, they're stock picking. I mean, stocks like MP, that stock followed through beautifully. Had earnings on Friday. Good news. Once it broke through the bull flag, we'll say what, at 34, acted well. CNK, I thought was a good one to follow through as well. DraftKings, they took up a little bit. Coin positive. Square, I posted on TGH, go back. I said, I thought that was a little bit of a trap. Now it's interesting to me. The market was weak on Friday and Square was like one of like 4 or 5 stocks up. I thought it was a crowded long. And if it didn't opened up, which it didn't, then everybody would sell, which they did. So I'm looking at it to buy, actually. I just want everybody to flush out that I'll post it here and how I articulated it. Like I said, it was a crowded relative strength trade on Friday. And just, what? It could have been the same as laser. Hold on. Laser I had, but that's also prone to a short squeeze. And laser looked a little bit different. I sold laser poorly. I think I sold it where? I just didn't like it. I think I sold it pre-market, maybe 850. Laser's still going though. Probably stock a good price, good range, good price action. I bought it. It's a little bit up. It's my third webinar by 11 a.m. and I'm trading. All right, so there's the volume, price action, and had news. Laser's been in the news. Okay, so there is stock picking. Planeteer not giving us anything. NRDS, I posted on TGH once before. Stock to watch. Sexy stock people are in. Nerd Wallet. What else did I play today? Baidu, Baba. I'm going to go back to routine as well. I'm just going to give you an example. So Tesla making a bounce. Netflix was up 9, but Roku was down. Apple, Google still can't base. There's the chart on Google at the 90 strike price. Like I said, it's sensitive. One sensitive catalyst on the negative side will propel it a lot lower than a positive side to the upside. Be wary, especially if it probably gets down to this like 86, 87 area. OCEA, a low floater I had today. I watched it. It broke out. I sold it well. I was buying it. Actually, I came in overnight it. I was selling it on the way up, 1014. Then I bought it at 1047, sold it at 1064, hammered it again at 1081, finally sold it at 1099. I'm out of it. Where was it? And it was 9 this morning. So I traded that well. Lunar was up there, Bear. These are the little floaters that have been going. What else? Golds didn't do anything. I sold my AU. Didn't work. Sold it. Sold AU today. Here's my sales. I sold a lot of it. I sold 6,000. I don't know why it says 1,800. Why does it say that much? Sold all my AU 1674 at 1655. Now, why'd I sell it? I took a gamble of an ADR that it might open, it might open up. It didn't work. The stock didn't do what I wanted it to do. So I sold it and I moved on next. I didn't want that to turn, there are other things. It didn't work. EOG, I think I sold well this morning. I bought it. I did sell it well on Friday. That's slob. Halliburton, I saw some calls in. Not going to lie. That's been acting the best of them. Halliburton has that nice channel. There's that channel. So it's trading in the channel. EOG, I sold it, I believe, at the high. I bought at the low. EOG, bought, boom, I buy today. The blue, 113, added to it, 114. I said enough is enough. 114.70, almost top ticked it at 114.96. Bought it back at 114, sold it at 150. I've had enough. I've dipped in too much. That's not that good looking. What is that? A double doji? Ooh, that's very rare. I see those type of charts. The EOG. Keep a note on it. Chevron, Exxon, Oxy, Zim still acting well. Cup and handle breakout needs a little rest. I'll buy it back on dips. It's a fun holding. I've repeated it. Back to TGH. We'll pivot. Had good point. NASDAQ earnings for the week. All right. So really, well, actually, there are some nice ones. Fubo was up nicely, positive and negative. Ugh, look at Fubo's $2. Look at what we look at in Fubo. You want to talk about that? People that were buying Fubo when it was $2 here, they squeezed it to 8, gave you an out, just like Lewis's Planeteer trade. That Fubo now, now you never get an out. Planeteer didn't hold, sold that right away, didn't have an ego, but it was good price action range. They've done worse. I might try it again. It's a safe, you know what? I might try it because it's a safe stock. I'm not that bullish on tech right now. Shop just bleeding a little bit. Okay. More good data that I put out on Monday besides the earnings. Look at this. This will give you an example just by color alone. Percentage of large cap stocks above their moving averages. All right. So you don't see that many above the 5-day. Weak energy. Go longer term, the market looks a little bit better because there are more stocks that are over the all important 200-day. For me, the important one for swing trading or intermediate trades is the 50-day, kind of mixed, 44, 55%, 54%, 55%. So all these 50-day moving averages sectors at 50% tells me that it's stock picking. It's, it's that. I'm a good stock picker, but believe me, I like trading groups. I want to have 6 or 7 stocks of the same group, make a move. IBD industry groups that are bullish. Go over it again. IBD, people liking these post IPO leaders. The 10-year, believe me, they're watching it. The same as IWM, the Russell, SPY. You know what I mean? Helene, it doesn't matter Helene's line. It doesn't matter stage analysis trader. Coaches trading wonderful charts there. They're all the same thing. Economic data, pin it, tweet it, whatever you got to do. This is the data for the week. You don't have to keep going back to the YouTube channel and watching all the videos throughout the week, although it wouldn't hurt to keep watching the videos as we're getting more and more subscribers. Bravo. Okay, back. Okay, HedgeMind, the last group. Okay, as I said before, I didn't say specifically, but I was alluding to the fact the last group of this quarter's tech earnings are be watching. So when you see Workday, a behemoth, I'm in that, by the way. Snow, behemoth, arguably. Splunk, CRM, a behemoth. ZS, best of breed, and IoT, which I mentioned this morning. So after those die down and a couple of others, then we're going back to inflation because, these earning stocks or stocks at earnings have laid their cards out on the table. So it's not for them, it's not going to be for a chart on these stocks that reported earnings. It's not going to be where stock has been. It's where they're going to be going. So let's be wary of price action. Okay, finishing their data throughout the week. Larry was right. Square is on a breakout, but I like it better on a dip. Stocks crossing the 50, 200-day, 52-week highs. Conferences, good morning. So I continued again this morning with our macro view of the market. Always upgrades and downgrades. I hope you would have already read this already. By the way, I also posted Fubo was up after numbers. It's down. And this IoT, which was the last thing I posted to Sexy Stock. I'm going to get into this thing. Maybe I'll do it before earnings, but it disappointed me last time. I'm not going to lie. But that's it for today's data, if you will. I'm always posting naturally throughout the day, and so is everybody else. It's an international room. We got G from Austria, Lewis is in Peru, Coach is in sunny San Diego. I'm in here in cold New York, but that's okay. I'm not here under duress. So let's leave it and look at this. What are the wise guys doing right now? Let's leave it here because you know what? I'm not doing much right now. Listen, my SPX 4,000 is the hang up. The day is fading for the bulls, and it should. Because you want to know what? Another sharp statement by Lewis this morning, and I hope he didn't get too impatient if I go here for once, is that he was right, and I happen to agree with him. Also right on LI. Like other Chinese companies after earnings, LI short at the open. Lewis would have been buying this at the open a year ago, 2 years ago. My man says he wants to short it on the open, shorting relative weakness. So Lewis, who would have bought it, and he's not alone, shorting it at 24.60. I know Lewis. He probably would have waited. Great trade on Lewis. So he's maturing as a trader. And by the way, if we could talk specifically at TradeView, his numbers are going up well, and it's no surprise. Also, so we have Lewis in Peru. We have Paul, England. I think you're in, Paul, right? Okay. Always my universe. And I said we're going to see what the wise guys are doing. That was my point, because that's most important. On a slow day like today, especially a Monday morning. You know what I mean? It's a long week. Okay. McGilligan, AMC bearish. So the first thing I see is AMC. They're playing. That tells me what the day is right there. Seriously. The next couple of things are AMC. SPY bearish and FXI calls. So they're playing a couple of market plays. I want some bombs going into July. FXI bullish into March. Intel into September, but they're bearish. They should be. Look at Intel. Why would somebody be bullish on Intel? And they're going bearish on Intel, breaking the triple bottom. Wow, what happened there? What a shame, Intel. I grew up on this freaking stock. All right, next. We'll put our emotions behind this because what we do. Fastly gave it all back. Ford looks like selling June puts. That I'm not surprised in. They should Ford, so they're selling puts. I mean, they're bullish. So Ford could do better. GM had a nice move, came all the way back, just like most things. So I'll leave it there. I'm going overboard. Listen, it's a dull morning. It's a dull morning, and anything on a dull morning, you should be. If you want to have an edge, you should have an edge. If you got this far, is go to right here. No, not that one. Stock scanner. Free stock scanner. Hold on a second. New stock scanner. All we got to worry about is this. Up high in relative volume. Ruby bouncing at 10 cents, not interested. Fisker reported that went with LI. Makes sense. Nothing. So I'm looking at this right here. IMPX. Oh, this thing went up. I had 200,000 shares. It's freaking. So what I'm seeing here is the first 20 on my page. Fisker, and I do know a lot of them. UNP. I know all of them, but they're vague. So that tells me something right there. So I go to the down on high relative volume is 1120. Some things I might know more, but not really that much. Billy, okay, I know. RRC, the natural gas play, was rumored on Friday. It didn't work. And Bed Bath and Beyond and Sound. So I don't see. There's nothing. I want to see John Deere, Citibank up there, Best Buy, or JP Morgan, or Shopify. So there's nothing really doing right now. Let's look at new highs on the afternoon. We'll leave right here. What's at the highs as a sign off? Again, laser. Oh, laser. I couldn't hold it. Why couldn't I hold it? Never anything you. I just don't like the laser. There it is. It's breaking higher. Whatever. Laser next. Nothing I'm interested in. PNAW. I know Gerard is. GE. Not interested in. New lows is at 1120. Let's go punch up the time. Pfizer brought it up. Newmont didn't bring it up. We're not in that, but we did sell it. Newmont. Where is it? Newmont. I sold the AU. Here's Newmont. Everybody that listens to this and anybody knows anything should know what this chart is doing. Newmont. AU, where is it? Punted. AEM. We had a chance to get out. G Money, you're asking. Wow. All right, we'll leave it there, guys. All right. So, like I said, I'm going to leave it short and sweet on a Monday. This is more about data and positioning and planning about than trading today. I'm not going to lie. Believe me, I want it to be active too. I would rather trade than read, although I do love reading. I'm a voracious reader. So thanks for tuning in. It's a long week. Have a